There is a new way to honor veterans on this Veterans Day.
And the Screen Actors Guild strike has ended.
I'm Mason Gleva. I'm here with your full forecast.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at Noon starts now.
Thank you for joining us today on 15 News at Noon. I'm Carly Bodinus.
And I'm Keaton Lewis. Every U.S. military service member has a unique story behind their service, and sometimes their sacrifice. This Veterans Day, there's been an expansion of a digital project aimed at telling those stories, and an opportunity for loved ones to share their legacy. Karen Keaton reports.
In January 2021. Since then, Updating Bob's Page has also continued a dialogue between her and her husband with updates on grandchildren and more.
You're so used when you're married talking to each other and things that you remember or that happened.
Creating a more vivid portrait of the life one veteran lived and the legacy that lives on. In Washington, I'm Karen Keaton.
If you're looking for the page of a veteran you know, the Veterans Legacy Memorial Project can be found at vlm.cem.va.gov.
It's official. After nearly 4 months of striking, the Actors Union is moving forward with a tentative labor agreement with major film and television studios. The SAG-AFTRA National Board voted Friday in favor of tentative contract, and now it will go to the SAG membership for ratification vote. Once ratified, the nearly 160,000 actors represented by the union will return to work. The chief negotiator for SAG-AFTRA spoke about the deal.
This has been made possible by the membership's phenomenal solidarity and support for their negotiating committee, and we're exceedingly grateful for all of the support from the entertainment industry unions who have rallied behind us throughout this strike. I want to say a huge and very, very sincere thank you to SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher for her unstoppable commitment, her resolve, her dedication to serving the membership, and more than anything else, her courage. Her courage.
Hollywood suffered a 1-2 punch this summer when both the writers and actors unions went on strike. The writers reached an agreement on new contracts in September. For both groups, one of the biggest issues was the rise of artificial intelligence in the industry.
If you are looking for something special for that special someone, Sam's Club may be the place to shop. The warehouse retailer is selling one of the most dazzling options this holiday season. Sam's Club's luxurious advent calendar is filled with fine jewelry. Each day, your loved one can open up a new piece of jewelry, including earrings, necklaces, and more. These fashionable pieces are made with premium quality materials, including 14-karat gold. The Advent calendar comes in 2 versions, a 12-day calendar for $1,900 and $3,300, and a 25-day calendar for $3,800. And, of course, you will need to be a Sam's Club member to purchase it. We have 15 Weather's Mason Gleva in the studio. So, Mason, how's the weather looking for the last home football game of the season?
Weather looks fantastic by November standards. Temp's going to up out in the low 50s, lots of sunshine. Really going to make it feel a little warmer than it is. Here's a look at our weather headlines. Cool today, mild all week next week. Have rain chances Friday, maybe Saturday, just depending on that timing of the front. Taking a look at current conditions here in Valpo, 49 degrees. Mix of sun and clouds. It's more sun than clouds at this point. Going ahead, taking a look at that live look outside, you can see just a little few puffy cotton ball clouds in the sky. Lots of blue out there. That's going to allow us to warm up a little bit today. Taking a look at temperatures regionally, we got 46 up there in Grand Rapids, 46 in Rockford, Davenport coming in at 49, as well as Peoria and Springfield. Taking a look closer here at home, warm spots being Michigan City and South Bend at 50. I'll have more coming up in my full weather. Keaton?
You know, I'm sure those football players will be sweating, but I'm sure that cooler will definitely help keep them cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good temperature for a nice fall football game.
Definitely. Thanks, Mason. Coming up, we'll take a look at your Valpo sports.
But first, Americans' credit card balances are on the rise. Stick with us. A new report shows Americans are taking their credit card balances to record highs and increasingly falling behind their monthly payments. So what's behind the alarming trend? In today's Consumer Watch, Patrick Cornell has a closer look and 3 tips to help you get your debt back on track.
America's total credit card debt is rising and has reached a new record high, with more and more households falling behind on their monthly payments. That's according to data released Tuesday by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York.
Right now, what the consumer is doing is they're spending at a pretty brisk pace.
The data shows credit card balances in the U.S. hit a new high of $1.08 trillion during the last quarter, marking a $48 billion jump from just the previous quarter and a massive $154 billion leap compared to last year. Experts say high interest rates combined with painful inflation are increasingly impacting people's ability to keep their debt in check. So, what can you do to tackle it? Personal finance expert Julie Alma Tavares has these 3 tips. First, rein in your spending. Focus on basic necessities and obligations and delay major purchases.
You want to do your best to find ways in other parts of your finances to save as much money as possible.
Second, try the avalanche method. List your debts from highest to lowest interest rate. Make the minimum monthly payment on each and then invest all your extra cash towards paying off the highest interest debt. Then repeat until you've paid all your debts down. And finally, consider consolidating your debt.
Try to see if you can consolidate credit card debt to really lower your interest rate.
Consider a zero balance transfer credit card, which allows you to transfer your existing high cost debt over to a new card and pauses the interest clock for up to 21 months. For Consumer Watch, I'm Patrick Cornell.
There are turkey trots, reindeer runs, even a murder mystery 5K. But if you're planning on joining in on the fun run this holiday season, health experts say you need to prepare now to avoid injury later. In Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why fun runs shouldn't be done on a whim and what you need to do to train for them.
'Tis the season for themed races, but you could trot your way toward an injury if you don't train properly.
Just going literally from the couch to the 5K is not a really good idea.
Orthopedic surgeon Timothy Miller with the Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says not preparing your body can lead to injuries like muscle strains, tendinitis, IT band syndrome, even stress fractures from overuse.
You put a lot of additional stresses on your body when you do that. And not just on the musculoskeletal system where we think about it mostly, but also on the cardiovascular system as well.
Miller says if you're just starting to run, see a doctor to make sure you're healthy enough to take on long distances. If everything checks out health-wise, he says to start slow, training at least a month out for a 5K, building up mileage gradually. He also suggests varying the terrain.
So running on hard surfaces, for example, all the time, like hard sidewalks, hard pavement, can put a lot of additional stress on your body from what we call ground reaction forces, leading to injuries.
Have proper footwear that's supportive and fits well. Miller says to go up a half or full size in your running shoe to accommodate foot swelling. And he recommends breaking in new shoes before a race.
That means training them for at least a week or two to make sure you're comfortable with their weight they're going to feel on your feet.
Miller advises fueling your body, and even when it's colder outside, hydration is still critical. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Miller says getting enough vitamin D is also important to bone and soft tissue health. He suggests supplements in the winter when your body isn't getting as much of it from the sun.
A hospice patient in Colorado received a special visit, but it wasn't from a friend or a loved one. It was from a horse. Brian Wendland has the story.
I was 3, actually. The first time I ever sat on a horse, I was 3.
Whenever it's someone's time to go,
I don't think there are 2 horses that are the same.
People always want to be surrounded by those they love. Ever since Jackie Stalter moved to hospice,
she was diagnosed with multiple myeloma and kidney failure last October.
Her daughter Jamie knew something was missing.
They helped my mom through a lot of things, a lot of deaths in our family and things like that. And they were always my mom's go-to, to feel better. So
horses were a huge part of Jackie's life.
Horses are very much like people. They love the way people love. They care the way people care.
So a chaplain with Advent Health Porter Hospice made a few calls.
This is Salida.
And Praying Hands Ranch came through.
If I could, I'd get on it.
I know you would.
I'd get on it and I'd go.
For my mom, this is probably the last time she'll get to see a horse.
Oh, baby. Hi, pretty.
And so it's really special that we were able to share that with her.
That's a girl. Good girl.
A daughter's wish for her mother.
It's something I've been trying to do for my mom since she got sick and I wasn't able to.
The generosity of others.
It just really shows my family that there are kind people out there that care for more than just themselves and like to see other people happy. And
it all led to one last walk with an animal that has meant so much.
I'm excited to see any horse. Anytime I can touch a horse is a gift.
Coming up after the break, Mason Gleva will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at Valpo sports happenings from this past week. Stick with us.
Taking a look at our weather headlines again. Cool today. We do warm up next week. We do have a rain chance next Friday. Taking a look at our current conditions, Valpo, nothing's changed much. Still 49 degrees, mix of sun and clouds out there. Winds are calm, perfect 5K weather for the girls on the run 5K going on campus this morning, and perfect football weather for the VU game that's ongoing right now. Taking a live look outside, you can see those clouds, mix of sun and clouds, blue sky in there. Clouds look like little cotton balls today. Taking a look at our temps around the region. It's 48 degrees in Indianapolis, 49 in Valpo, and in Fort Wayne, 46 degrees. The cool spot on the map in Rockford. Taking a look closer at home, 49 degrees here in Valpo. Warm spot out there at Joliet. Kendallville coming in at 47 degrees currently as well. Taking a look at your soccer game forecast for the game going on out there in South Bend. Valpo, for the first time ever, made it to the NCAA tournament. They drew number 3 Notre Dame. That game starts at 6 o'clock tonight. Temps at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock going to be about the same, hanging right around 50, mix of sun and clouds. As soon as the sun sets, can't English, temps are going to fall like a rock, going 40s and then upper 30s by 10 o'clock tonight. Going ahead, taking a look at the radar around the region. Got a weak little system out there over Iowa right now. That's going to roll our direction. I don't know that it'll rain more than anything. Send some clouds our way. Taking a look at future radar, you can see it tries to bring some sprinkles in here early Sunday morning. I doubt it even reaches the ground. I think we have too much dry air. It'll probably just be cloudy when you wake up, go to church on Sunday, and then those clouds clear on out of here as we go through the day. Taking a look at future temps tomorrow, we're about where we were today, add a degree or two on average on this map from where we were today. Taking a look at Monday, we might make a run for 60. This has 56, mostly Rensselaer coming in at the warm spot, 58 if this is right. Then taking a look at Tuesday, we basically stay where we were on Monday. Taking a look at our weather tonight, if we see more clearing than clouds, we're going to fall faster. 33s tonight's low, and then tomorrow at 55 degrees. Guys, back to you.
Rush across the board in the morning. As somebody who has to go to class at 8 a.m., I'm just not looking forward to that cold weather.
Yeah, the cold air is not nice, but I'm glad that it's going to warm up a little bit. That
Definitely.
will be helpful if those clouds moving out.
Right. After the break, we'll take a look at this past week's sports.
Valparaiso's men's basketball team lost to IUPUI 66-56. Both teams struggled to make shots all game long. Valpo only shooting 2 for 16 from three-point lane, and the Beacons only shot 32% from the field all game. IUPUI went 0 for 6 from beyond the arc, but they made it up in the second half, shooting 5 for 9 from the perimeter. Bryce Monroe was IUPUI's leading scorer with 20 points, including 2 huge threes that he made in the second half that would give the Jaguars the win. The Beacons had 3 players that scored more than 10 points: Schweiger, Stafford, and Edwards. Valpo's next game is at home on Tuesday against Green Bay. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. at the Arc. The Valpo women's soccer team has had a season full of ups and downs, and heading into the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, we all were very interested to see just what would happen. They did not disappoint. Sebastian has the latest on this story.
Last weekend, VU students gathered around the Victory Bell Sunday night after the Valparaiso Beacons women's soccer team defeated Drake to win the MVC championship. VUTV's Connor Stump was on the scene with more.
The atmosphere is pretty lively right now. We have all these students gathering in anticipation. They are chanting. The energy is great here tonight. And so we're excited to see them ring the victory bell for our MVC championship.
The Beacons finally returned home after a long trip from Des Moines, Iowa, where the championship game was held. Students wanted to welcome the Beacons back home with a celebration they will never forget. Senior Nikki Coriel was seen carrying the championship trophy as all the players huddled up to sing the school fight song and the big moment for ringing the victory bell. Nikki Coriel was named the tournament's MVP by putting up 4 saves in the game, one of which was after the Beacons got the lead in the second half. She now holds a new MVC record for 28 career shoutouts. She recently shared her thoughts with me on being in the championship.
It was amazing. Having a couple saves in a championship game is awesome, but my defense made my life a little bit easier. I didn't have to do a ton, force a little lower than what it could have been, but we played awesome. I'm so proud of everybody, and it's always nice to have a few saves and come away with a win.
Fifth-year senior Allie Anderson was able to score the winning goal for the Beacons in the last 10 minutes of the game. Junior Addie Joyner got the assist as Anderson scored the goal from Joyner's rebounded free kick off the post. Joyner now shares her reaction and excitement.
So when Allie Anderson scored the goal, it was just a complete eruption of emotions. It was super relieving to see the ball hit the back of the net. But whenever we all ran together to celebrate, we knew that the job wasn't over yet. We still had about 9 minutes to go, and we had to hold them off and not let any goals in order to see the game through. So it was just super exciting and super relieving, and it was super exciting in the moment, but it was even better about 10 minutes later whenever we really could celebrate the win.
Head coach John Maravich is looking forward to continue working hard with the Beacons in preparation for the NCAA tournament, which starts this weekend. I got the chance to speak with him about going into the MVC championship and what's next for women's soccer at Valpo.
Going into the Valley Championship tournament, felt very confident, and I got that from the players. They just had a great energy about them. We were able to move on from the regular season where we had some hiccups because of injuries, and we just were getting ourselves in full form. And they just had that little bit of extra edge as I saw them in training. And when we got on the bus, I just got the vibe that they were ready to do the job. It was a great goal by Allie. The initial shot came from Addie, and you get a little bit excited, and then you see the rebound off the post, and Allie tuck it away, and you have that moment of like, okay, this is great, but then I immediately went to super calm, very casual, talk to the back line, because we had a task to finish. We had to see the game out, and I felt like if they saw that I was calm and composed in that moment, that they would be calm and composed to finish the game out. Yeah, we're looking forward to the NCAA tournament, but as we look forward to the future in the coming years, we have young players in this group that have gained valuable experience, and we're looking forward to them to lead us into the future, along with an incoming freshman class. But most importantly, this program is built on our family, our culture, our team environment. That's not going to change. That hasn't changed since I've been here. So we're just excited that we're going to represent this great institution, all the alumni that have gone before us, and the future alumni that will be coming in the coming years.
The Beacons are looking forward to kicking off their run in the NCAA tournament against Notre Dame this Saturday. The game will start at 6 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Central. Live coverage will be on ESPN+.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to see how the Beacons do this evening, especially with that perfect weather Mason was talking about earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. Good for us here. Coming up, we'll have a final look at your 7-day forecast.
Look at the 7-day forecast. Again, picture perfect weather this weekend if you're going to either the football game here on campus or the soccer game at ND. And warm next week, lots of sunshine. We're going to top out probably right around 60 Wednesday and Thursday before our rain chance Friday, and then we'll cool down next weekend.
Thanks, Mason. Hey, I have a question for you. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Probably the green bean casserole my mom makes, or if we'll either do apple pie or apple crisp for dessert. Yeah.
Yummy. How about you, Carly?
Yeah, mine is also the green bean casserole. It's definitely my favorite. I love green beans.
I gotta go with the basic mashed potatoes. What about you, Evan?
Honestly, I'm just good for just stuffing. You know, I'm just a stuffing guy. It's that simple. What can I say?
That's fair.
From all of us at VUTV, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and happy Veterans Day.